I'd like to introduce you to my command team in the Western Division. It's Inspector Mark Clark. He's responsible for day-to-day operations. We have Sergeant Derek Berry, who's in charge of the Community Action Team, known as the CAT team. We have Sergeant Derica Burns, who's in charge of criminal investigations. To my left, we have Sarifa Bridgman, who's one of our CAT officers, along with Jean-Louise and Dougville Yard, who most of you probably are familiar with. The purpose is here tonight is to bring you all up to speed as to what we are doing in the area for the past 6 months, and also what we plan to do moving forward. This meeting is about you engaging us and us engaging you. I'll be giving a generic overview of the meeting and our activities. At the end, you will be invited to engage us with your questions. Over the past 6 months, the police service continues to engage the public with our problem-oriented policing and partnership. We call that the POP approach to policing. This is basically the police working in partnership with stakeholders in the community to solve problems within. We have known for a long time, and we've been trying to push the message that the police cannot solve problems in the community. The community, and that includes all stakeholders, have to work with the police, and we have to work with the community. We have to listen to your advice, listen to points that you wish to bring to our attention, listen to the problems that you are having, but not just give answers and say we're going to do this to solve the problem, but listen to some ideas that you may have which might address the problem. I really don't want to steal the thunder from my command team here, so what I'm going to do is turn it over to Mr. Clark, who's just going to give you a basic overview of some of the activities that have been going on in the past few months.
Good evening all. The goal back then was to reduce crime, reduce the fear of crime, and increase police confidence in the public. Our officers went through training in POP techniques, as a problem-oriented policing, and a specific team called the CAT team. Now, I was said it already, and their mandate was specifically to spearhead this type of community policing. One of the things that they introduced over the last 6 months was several new neighborhood watches. Now, the Western area historically has had the most neighborhood watches in the island. What they've done is established even more. What they're also going to do is reestablish the relationships with those. They also introduced a business watch. The business watch consisted of the sharing of information of crime patterns, of repeat offenders, and operational tips, which are common to all, and it was hoped that mostly establishments, if not all, would be working similarly in order to control any activity within their businesses. This group meets every third Thursday to fulfill their objectives, and Mr. Yard is actually the head of that. One of his accomplishments recently was they actually had a shoplifter that was doing one business. They sent the pictures to another business, and before the police was even contacted, it was said, that's so-and-so. And so when the police came, they said it was so-and-so, here's pictures of him, here's the videotape. Most of our job was done before we even got involved. The other one was the graffiti initiative. As you may have seen in the last 2 weeks, the community team had the school kids, they provided the paint, and they painted the bus stops. Again, this was one of the initiatives that was started and continues with our CAT team. The Vulnerable Persons Initiative is something that has actually been a part of our service strategy for quite some time, and it's continued with the CAT officers. The object of it was to identify seniors living alone or left alone, mentally challenged persons, persons assaulted or victims of crime, and those who are frequently in domestic disputes. The team follows up these reports, involving these persons, and try to maintain regular contact with them. At times, they may also assist them with referrals to others. Another one is school presentations. Whilst there are no longer schools resource officers, all team members are responsible for assisting the presentations within the schools. This will include, but is not exclusive to, presentations on violence, bullying, good touch, bad touch, and assistance with career days are common. The team usually joins the telecommunication and e-commerce department of government with cyberbullying presentations. Assignments. They've done security assessments at some of our western schools. They've assisted with the Lagoon Preschool in the adoption of Parsons Bay. Again, it was in the papers in the last month where they did the cleanup, as well as put up the bird boxes. They also are regular attendees at the sports days of most of our schools in the western area. The current issues that they are addressing: Sharon Cross, which was a recent shooting last year. As a result of their initiatives and their engagement with the business owners, we've had cameras erected. We've had other policing agencies give them a lot of attention, and the owners in that area has seen a noticeable drop. This is in partnerships with our community, and it's not exclusive to the police. The speed bumps. Those who are from Somerset will notice that there's two new, I don't know if they're called speed bumps or mountains, but they're definitely slowing down going through the village. They've painted them today so they don't come up as a surprise to all. There's been a further request for speed bumps in various areas. Bob's Valley is one of them. The trash compiler, Scott Seal, we've actually just got some letters signed and sent out to the owners where they can, if they need assistance, they can make the request, and we'll put them in contact with agencies. The request for replacement of signages along the Western Railway Trail, which is used by tourists and walkers alike. The cleanup effort at the anchor at Mangrove Bay. The replacement and discussions with the Family Center for future joint programs. Of note, the team members are volunteers of several agencies. All of them are Mirrors trained, all of them are Mirrors peers, and they're also members of the Big Brothers and Sisters, the Brownies, and other various organizations within the community. They actually are in the schools quite a lot, and in fact, Mr. Yard, who is special mention here, gets called for Island Wide. And I'll take the opportunity to tell you that Mr. Yard is due to retire next month. And he's reached that time. and I take it this will be the last time he will be on this side of the table, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, is a testament to his abilities. Over the last 6 months, and especially in 2010, during into 2011, there's been an increase in violence involving firearms in our community. Some cases resulted in death. The CAT teams, in the aftermath of these incidents, have done saturated patrols and community impact assessments. This was done not only to reassure the residents, but also to get any ideas from the residents in which we can improve. Along with the POP initiatives, the service has also realized that where there's crime is committed, there's a known fact that a small percentage of career criminals are responsible for the highest percentages of crime. As a result of which, we've adopted a targeted approach to persons by establishing a list of PPO, which is a priority prolific offenders. These are persons who have over a specific period of time been arrested for committing the highest amount. As a result of this targeting, we've had some good success. The papers have just recently shown some of the success of just taking a proactive approach to our people and putting more people in court. In fact, probably almost every other week, we're actually putting some people together to court that have been creating a lot of mischief in the island. Saying that, we rely on the information from members of the public, witnesses to incidences, identification of suspects, forensics to solve crimes, and we will continue to encourage their assistance. We can say that burglaries at our tourist accommodations in the Western area are very minimal, part of which I believe is because of the proactive nature of our community action teams, as well as the division at large, as well as the service at large. To give you an idea, for the last 6 months we've had 2 burglaries in tourist accommodations. In tourist accommodations. Our burglaries in the Western area mostly these days are occurring during the day, on daylight hours. There's very little that are occurring at night. To that end, we continue to advise people to lock all the doors and windows, and as neighbors, especially our retired persons and persons who have the fortunate ability to leave jobs early, be vigilant and note any suspicious vehicles and or persons. Take descriptions. At present, our present concerns or problems is to tackle the issues, and we're going to focus more on directed patrols and to identify any suspects to target. We actually have a team, I believe I see one of the bosses here, who exclusively targets and goes after and creates things. And he's actually done some very, very good job. Moving forward the next 6 months. At the beginning of the year, the Commission of Police released its annual policing report last year with a new mission statement on making Bermuda safer. Within this plan, 5 priorities were identified as needing our attention in order to make Bermuda safer. 3 of these, which will be of interest to you, are tackling crime, enhancing the public confidence, and policing within the community. To accomplish these priorities, we will be putting our energy, focus, and resources on competent people, which includes our officers, strengthen partnerships with youth, public, and stakeholders, improve performance of the service as a whole, and focus priorities. Some of these groups are called Community Action Groups, or CAGs, which will be multi-agency problem-solving groups consisting of relevant partner agencies, key stakeholders, and most importantly, I repeat again, you, the members of the community. They are brought together to plan action with main concerns identified by the local community. By focusing on concerns, we will improve the community's safety, reassurance, and reduce crime and disorder. At this stage, I will invite all persons to become members of CAGs, our community action groups. All interested persons are to provide their details to our Risky Cat members, which includes Sergeant Berry, Ms. Richmond, Mr. John Louis, and Mr. Yard. The CAT officers will be striving to develop more partnerships whilst building on the established ones. All Western officers will be using the proper approach to policing. In closing our summation, I would like to offer the quotes of Robert Peel, who is considered the founder of modern policing. The police are the public, and the public are the police. Police being the only members of the public who are paid to give full-time attention to duties which are incumbent on every citizen in the interest of community, welfare, and existence.